Hey y'all, so I'm gonna do an update on carbonation members, the one that are left, True, Zoka, Malia, Ephru, Aya. Okay. Um I haven't watched any videos, but I have been seeing them. Like they've been popping up on the radar recently. It went really silent for a while, didn't it? It went really fucking silent. So I'm just gonna dig into it a little bit. I'm gonna try not to make it. I ain't gonna say that shit no more because honestly, like I feel like when I start to get into readings, like lately, even when personal readings, even with shit, the last energy healing session I did, the reading session. Oh, that's another thing. If you get the energy healing session with me, I implemented more into it. Yes, I'm really starting to perfect it and everything. I made a few changes and everything. It's really good. I have a review that is not on my SD shop, but I do have reviews on my SD shop. But I'm gonna post it soon, and I'm also thinking about if I could get somebody to agree to, but it'd be really personal a lot of times. Um, give you an example of the reading and everything like that, so you know what you're going to get. All right. I want to create a short example, like yeah, I want to create a short example of the readings, like what you're going to get, so you know what to expect. Maybe I make like something like a commercial or something. Yeah. All right. Anywho, what's this? Okay. So what I have been noticing is that I noticed a title, people saying that True has left. I did not watch the video though. I'm really not surprised. I feel like maybe the person that's gonna stick out the longest is maybe Malia. Um, I really don't feel like there's a real reason for the man to stay, to be honest. Like at some point, they're gonna have to wake up to some truths, some really harsh truths. And then they're gonna realize that for a long time they've been a slave to something. And then they're gonna have a desire to set themselves free. You have to be loyal to yourself first. You have to do that. And he been loyal to Alihio long enough. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, yeah, I get what I'm saying, especially when it comes to this situation. But like, True and the other members for a long time been supporting this organization. Like Alihio make it seem like I'm taking care of y'all and da da da. But a lot of the members are giving money to the organization for him to be able to, delegate the money and everything and supposedly take care of these people. But at some point, people are gonna start seeing like that's not the reality. All right, let's start out with True. What's going on with True? Okay, what's going on with True? For some reason, I feel like there's still like a connection or something. Like maybe he's having like a really internal struggle with staying or leaving. It kind of just feel like he's still in contemplation mode. Like even if he left, he's still dealing with having the having the desire to go back, um submitting to the programming. But I feel like he went through some type of something spiritual. I'm recording. Okay, so you become increasingly dissatisfied with a focus on material possession. You need something more in your life. Emotional exhaustion, loss of interest in normal activities, depression, self-absorption. You must take action if you are going to find an answer to happiness. That really just kind of summarized everything. I don't even have to look at the rest of these cards. Um, I feel like he went through some type of a spiritual awakening, but it's still a bit of confusion that I'm still getting that. Like, and there's a change in power position. Like originally he seen himself as these little bald head people down here, but you know, but now he's starting to see himself as the Hierophant on this throne. You know, it's something unique going on with the ex members of carbonation. Like a lot of them are starting to feel like they are more not, especially the men, they are starting to feel like they are superior to Eligio. And you know, that's really interesting because it's like it happened so quickly. You know, he just got locked up. But with him being locked up, they now feeling freed. They now feeling like, I'm really feeling like it's a mixture of anger and resentment because now they have a whole lot of time to just think things over and to reflect about situations. And I feel like now they feeling a sense of resentment within them. But it's also, I don't think a lot of them have this realization, but there was always, that resentment was always under the surface. You know, if you treat people like shit, and even if they seemingly is okay with being treated like shit, there's something in them, their spirit, their soul, or whatever, is going to spark rebellion. They not gonna feel okay with it, you know, being okay with being degraded or embarrassed or shunned or manipulated. So the resentment that they are feeling was always there. And there was also like a secret competition. And it was always there. It was always underneath the surface. But now they letting it come to the surface because originally when they was in carbonation, these feelings and emotions and doubts that they had was considered what he would call it, your shadow self or your inner demons or something. I don't know, but Eligio would demonize that emotion. But now Eligio ain't there to do that anymore. The source of the programming is now gone. The source of the programming is now locked up. So because of that, they allowing those emotions and feelings to come to the surface, which usually happens, you know, when you look at cults. And when the cult leader, they slowly start to lose their hold on the members. Because, there's a deep inner knowing inside of us. That's why you should be really careful when you treat people like shit. Like, you should be really careful when you manipulate people, because there's an inner knowing inside of us that know that we should not be treated like that. And it don't matter how stupid you think this person is, how unaware you think they is, how much you got this person on lock, there's still something in them. It might be dormant when they in your energy, but it's still there. And at any moment, it could blossom into something. And that's why I was like, the way that Eligio was treating people, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was still out and it would have continued, that somebody would eventually lose their mind and tuck his ass out. So, and I was picking up on that energy because it was heavy. Honestly, he should actually be thankful, because before he got locked up, the energy in the clan collectively, like it was too much being repressed, and multiple people was about to explode, and that shit was going to be ugly, because especially somebody like Zoka, the trauma that she experienced, especially with the loss of her child. Not just that, but he disconnected Zoka from her dad. And I feel like she has guilt about that. I feel like one of the reasons why she haven't left and went back is because she have a sense of shame that she hasn't allowed herself to fully express or to accept. They think that their higher self is repressing emotions, like they just don't deal with them. Or they will say some dumb shit like, I know that the reason I'm having this emotion is because I'm in my lower self or something like that. But no, there is a reason why you're having that emotion, and you should investigate that emotion. But they have been programmed against that. And that shit right there create really dangerous ass people. So honestly, there's a lot of people who are now on the internet who have left the cult, and they are feeling superior to it, and they have a lot to say. Some of them are even getting together into relationships and friendships and stuff like that, which I do understand, because when somebody went through the same experience as you, there's an understanding that you just can't get nowhere else. But it's also trauma bonding and everything. And I'm concerned about all these people, because one thing I have noticed about ex-members of carbonation specifically is that a lot of times they don't really feel like they need help. Like, they feel like they could heal themselves, but when you hear them talk about it deep within their philosophy, you could still hear Eligio. You could still hear him. And I was like, damn, that programming is deep as fuck. And the programming also stops them from getting the help that they need, because that's one thing that they don't want to acknowledge. They don't even want to address the reasons why they joined it in the first place, which is a very simple reason. It was fear, and it was trauma. Fear and trauma. Yes, it was. So, but they don't even want to really look at that. They don't want to look at that. So now they out here in the world, and they having experiences, and a lot of times what we see them do is hurt other people. We even see them try to create their own cult. We even see them try to be a Leo. And I mean almost exactly. Like Solar, he don't disappear. I don't know. I haven't heard shit about Solar. But, you know, he at one point wanted to be exactly like a Leo, but he felt like he could do it better. But yet he was still following his philosophy. He was still following the programming. All right, let's go back to True. All right, so I also feeling like True was feeling as if he was being used, that he was underappreciated. He was also feeling like, you know, this is not even his responsibility because now he was taking care of the women. I wonder did True come out and talk about why he left? Because I'm really intrigued to hear it because I do feel like he has some really powerful ass realizations. He felt like he was being sucked dry. I'm feeling like a real shift in his mentality, but he almost felt guilty about it. So it's stopping it from fully evolving into something, into a full awareness. Distrust of others, you refuse to listen to others' advice. This short-sightedness may be your undoing. Dwelling on the past is holding you back from progress. There's also it's pride. Like he don't want to admit that he was wrong about certain things, and he don't want to admit that other people was right. Because I feel like something that helped him get out of this is listening to other people talk about it. Nah, it's not just listening to other people talk about the situation. Cause I feel like with True, he kind of avoided that because he didn't want to be triggered. But I feel like he been listening to other people, like you know, like how I listen to Bobby Hemmett. I feel like he listening to somebody that is helping him to get out of the programming. Rushing to decisions creates most of your problems. If you keep doing what you have always done, the results will be the same. Rely on others and trust their judgment. Oh, yeah. See that part, that last part? Rely on others and trust their judgment. Yeah, because he is listening to somebody. I hope it's a healthy minded person. Like, I'm hoping that it's not like another cult leader and stuff like that because people like True, you know, first he was in the military, so he was indoctrinated by that. And then when he got out the military, even though he went into something that was similar to it, even though he speak against it. So True have an issue with not wanting to be responsible for himself. Not wanting somebody else to control his life. True is I wanted to say victim of that, but it's not really victim. Mm. You know what? I really wouldn't be surprised if True was to come out and be like, you know, he's gay now. Because I don't know, for some reason with these cards coming out together, I'm kind of sensing like some type of relationship. But I'm feeling like it's a relationship with like a man. All right, let me get some clarity on that. Actually, let's get these cards. Some clarity on this King of Wands. Okay, if this not a relationship with a man, like a romantic type relationship, I'm really getting a sense that this could be like another cult leader or something like that. Like he could be listening to somebody, following them, and want to actually like live with them and follow their teachings and stuff like that. Because what I'm getting is that, you know, he listening to somebody. He's I feel like he being indoctrinated again. But I do feel like he's wanting to follow somebody else. Okay, let's get some more clarity on that. Mm. Yeah. So, okay, the first card before these came out was this Bounty Hunter card. But what came out after this is interview, and then divorce, and then long-term commitment. What I'm also getting with this is could be, I'm really feeling like it's somebody else, honestly, but it could also be a situation where, nah, I was thinking like him and Alihio, because I do feel like Alihio and, um, damn, I forgot his name. Like, how the fuck I just forgot his name like that? True. Okay. I do feel like, and I really, and Sheba just came into my head, but I don't feel like it's related. But I'm gonna get how he viewing Sheba. Okay, so I do feel like him and Alihio have like a formal relationship that is romantic in nature a little bit. Yeah, I do feel like that. Um and I feel like True is like really addicted to that, you know, to the whole concept of it, like keeping it private, or the way that it was situated. There's a lot of things about carbonation that True kind of got a high off of. That's what I'm getting. I'm talking about the abuse, but he's seeing it kind of like as power, his position in it, because he felt like he was put in a position of power over other people. Um, his admiration for Eligio, I just felt like he was just like truly in love. Like True was like truly in love with a Leo. And he longing to recreate that. So that's why I feel like he's like basically on a hunt for that. Cause I'm feeling like True might have some fetishes, but not the type of fetishes like he like a foot stuck in his mouth or something, but just the fetish of the dynamic of the cult. Like it's something about it that gave him a sense of comfort in a toxic way, but he want that again. He want that again. And I feel like he looking for it. I feel like he is. Yeah, I feel like there's but I seen recalling. Yeah, I feel like he's on the pursuit of trying to recreate that. Recreate. I feel like he want to be controlled. So I feel like he looking for a leader to lead him. Um, but he also have thoughts about doing it, him being a leader and recruiting people, but it could be man. I feel like he desired that environment again. Your personal faith and ethics will be tested. It is hard to think clearly. You are confused and easily distracted. Fear and anxiety hunt your thoughts, paranoia, secret enemies, deception. Your security is at risk. Your friends or family may be in danger. Bad luck for those you love. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's the energy I was picking up on, that he still feel a sense of guilt about leaving, and I feel like he still struggle with it. So there's a possibility that he might even go back. He wants to be done, but the programming is so deep in him. But it's so deep in him because he was getting a fix for some of his kinks. He got some kinks. It's some things that he liked it about it, about carbonation and stuff. Hmm. A good beginning turns against you. Bad luck. Your dream is doomed. It is lost. It is lost in a crowded marketplace, are not well received. Ideals were not original enough, or the timing was all bad. Initial planning is to blame. But then the Six of Wands come out. Your dreams and plans are finally fulfilled. All right, I'm gonna get some clarity on that one because I'm kind of feeling like this was like the progression of it. Like at first, he was really had a lot of guilt about it. And I think that he found a situation that he gravitated towards, but it didn't work out how he wanted initially. But then he kind of got what he wanted. So let's get some clarity on this part. Running, avoiding. Clarity. Okay, so like I feel like one of the reasons why it was hard for him to leave is because he could have really believed that, you know, something like, afraid to go to hell or something, afraid of retaliation from Alihio or something. So that what was holding him back initially. But I feel like he moved forward and now he beginning to be like happy about it. Happy that he moved forward. But I do feel like it could be somebody else here though. Like I feel like he might have moved forward towards a situation. Yeah. Okay, tell me about this situation. See, these king. See, I think True is about to come out as just like he just homosexual now. Like getting into a relationship with a man or something and feeling good about it. Because there's no representation of feminine energy here, but it is a whole lot of representation of like love, romance, and stuff like that with these cups. Got a king and a page of cups here. And then earlier we had the king of wands. I'm really feeling like True about to come out the closet. How you feel about Sheba? Testing. How you feel about Sheba? Hmm. Sometimes I feel like he might even try to make it work with Sheba. Like, but I don't feel like he really want to. I feel like it might be a sense of obligation or something there. Like he thinking about at times giving her like an offer. But it's not what he really wants. Obstacles in the way, disappointment and setbacks, you will be exhausted from trying to accomplish something. It would be impossible to achieve what you want. It simply is not meant to be, and no amount of effort or determination will change that. You may have to settle for your second choice, which I think is a man. Yeah. Success through underhanded means, ruthless and dealing with others, exploits others for own investment, wins by intimidation, obsessed with money and power, no concern for others' feelings and needs. Like, even though he felt obligated to like like he's still in a state of confusion. I think that he's struggling with his sexuality. I think that he's struggling with his dark desires because I feel like he have a few of them. Um, and he's struggling with what he think a man should be. So he really, it's almost like the programming is starting to shatter, the illusion is starting to shatter, and he really don't even know how to deal with it. Like he feeling torn, I feel like. I'm thinking that he feel even embarrassed. I feel like it's something tied into his family, like maybe his dad or something. It's something he feels so um alone. That's what I'm getting. Like he feeling like alone in who he is. And he having troubles with even accepting himself or even tapping into it. So there's a struggle between like what he truly want versus the mental programming of what he think he should be doing. And basically that's what he going through right now. But there's a back and forth when it comes to Sheba. Sometimes he wants to offer her like marriage, commitment or something like that. But he know that deep down he really don't want to do that. But he feel obligated. Like that's what he's supposed to be doing, like as a man or something like that. That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Like when you forcing yourself into something, it's gonna end a desire, but it's gonna end a disaster because that's not what you really want. I mean, and you're gonna carry that energy around with you. And you might even start to be angry and upset and take it out on the wrong people when you should be really taking it out on yourself. Not even yourself, but the programming. You should be taking it out on the programming. What is confusing you, making you believe that you can't just be who you are? What is keeping you away from that? And why do you feel the need to be faithful to that programming so much? Like people need to investigate that, but they don't. They don't. Okay, that's how he feel about Sheba. Let's see how he feel about the women. Just use the situation cards. How do he feel about the women? The women that was left. How do he feel about? I hear it in true voice like godly. I'm hearing that godly. Okay, so I think that he was starting to have like a certain realization. The love card came out, but it came out reverse. That the love that they say that they have is not really real. Like I feel like he started to kind of look at the situation like, y'all say y'all love him, But is it really love, or y'all just dependent on him? You know, that's how he started to feel. Because I think that he started to see the women be happier with Eligio gone. Mm. And then this card came out. Also, this card, I feel like True started to have certain dreams. Like I was feeling that even before picking up this card, I was feeling that from this card. I'm almost feeling like he might have had something, either it was a dream or something. He could have been awake, but it's almost like I'm having a visual of him getting up out of bed and going out into like the kitchen or something. And the women looking like aliens or something. They're not looking like humans. They're looking like something else. It could have been a dream, but something about it made me feel like it wasn't like a dream. It was like, I don't know if he was like under the influence or he was having some form of sleep paralysis or something like that, but he's seeing something, either in a dream or in waking life, that disturb him. And I feel like for like just a moment, he had full clarity. Like just for a moment, that he realized that these women wasn't sticking around out of love. They were sticking around out of fear. And he had like such a strong, because it wasn't just like a realization, like a thought or something. It was like a feeling. It was a intuitive ping inside of him that he really seen them. He really seen them for their insecurities, for what they running away from. Um, he's seen it for what it is. And in that moment, he had such clarity that he couldn't deny it. Because, you know, once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. So he started to look at these women like they was like the walking dead. He started to look at them like that. Like, and I'm talking about, it was just a moment of extreme clarity. Because I think it even went outside of just the women. He was even questioning why Eligio is trying to hold on to these women. Because he was realizing that the love wasn't real. It was not real. He felt like he truly loved Eligio, but he felt like the women wasn't. And he kind of like was looking at them like leeches, like just lost, like zombies. Like they don't even have, like they have empty vessels or something like that. And I feel like he really struggled with it, with this recalling card. Like he tried to almost like reprogram himself, which is harder now that he don't have other members that helping to reprogram him. So I felt like he maybe took like a whole day just reminiscing, trying to find memories that reestablish what he believed before. But the damage was already done. I mean, well, the enlightenment was already done, and he couldn't unsee. He couldn't unsee what he seen. If y'all hear kids, these kids, they've been running around screaming all day. I think they're playing some type of game and all right, so let's go ahead and move along. I think I want to separate these.